Hey, what is up everybody? Blades here, and today for you guys another video, Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're mainly going to be going ahead and doing pretty much a boss rush with the newest character on TW, which is going to be Barry, and just seeing how fast she can clear it as well as how she does. Now, I'm going to start doing this with all the characters that I end up owning here and trying them at a A0 type boss rush clear, and then eventually I will try them at a A6 boss rush clear to see exactly how they end up doing. I really just like to see the bigger numbers, and I feel like a couple of you guys do as well, especially when you just want to see how the character does perform. So what better way to do this than just, I guess, throw them inside of a boss battle and just see how they go with it. Now, of course, with these teams, they're going to have their full team comps here, and majority of my characters are going to be duped out on the sideline. The DPS themselves won't really be duped out just yet, though for Barry specifically, I ended up doing this a little bit late than I normally would here, and she already has her weapon nearly maxed. So do keep in mind that her weapon is altered a little bit here. That's allowing me to do a little bit more damage than normal, but pretty much everything is the same with this character. We have at least her skills pretty much all the way upgraded here. We are missing a couple of her cards correctly, because I do want to say there are a few of these cards that do need to get changed. For example, this one I want to get changed. I would like to get this card changed as well to a crit damage card, and then I think these two are pretty much okay, but this one also needs to be highly changed. So my Barry isn't perfect, but of course, as we're slowly going through the days, we're going to be getting her even better than normal. But if you guys like videos like these, be sure of course to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out a lot. I'm mainly gonna be talking in the background as like pretty much everything is going on and just going through. If you do not like spoilers, pretty much just seeing how the boss looks at all, then I would suggest you guys to click off right now. But if you don't mind any of this, I'm not going to talk about how they got to be this way or anything of that nature, but of course you guys will see the bosses and how they look and a little bit of their attacks. Probably not many of those, because let's be honest, they're not going to live long enough. But we're going to go ahead and start with the first boss here, mainly just taking out, or at least checking out the first one itself. And the team that I'm going to be utilizing for Barry here is going to be her actual meta team, which is going to have Ford, Windvast, Anj, and then of course Barry herself with her actual persona that comes out later on. So for any of my people who want to start TW, which I will have a video on that very soon, you'll be able to exactly see what you need for this character and see how it could possibly perform. But anyways, hope you guys have been having a decent time. I know Global has not been in the best of shape here, and as much as I try to at least convey my feelings on at least backing up people on there, I still get shot in the foot as if I'm the messenger of doom. So we're going to be trying to at least take a little bit of a step back from Global, or either I'm going to be doing some Global stuff, but I am going to slowly go back to doing my TW stuff a little bit, and that's mainly because certain things make me feel a little iffy on parts of the community there, and that's mainly just because some of the community that's there are kind of looking at me as the bad guy. So I really don't feel like dealing with it. I need to take a breather, and we're going to be covering a little bit more on TW stuff. Now granted, we will have a build guide coming out very soon. This build guide is going to be for Yui, and we're going to have a couple of these out as well to try and get everything caught up. But currently I'm just going to be taking a little bit of a break from actual Global content to some extent, because I won't lie, yesterday I had plans on streaming same as like today, but after that major outburst, even though people understood what I was trying to say in said video, what is it called, it was received so terribly on the ends of like comments on certain parts. Certain comments were like very respectful for it, other comments were very rude on it and didn't seem to get the entire message. So yeah, today I'm just going to be taking a little bit of a chill pill and just kind of enjoying my time on here for the most part. Now this boss is probably going to get me cooked, because I won't lie, that little rebound effect that this boss does is very much so annoying, especially since what is it called, it has that shadow clone thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take over for at least the shadow clone part, because I already know it's going to give me a hard time. They're going to try and make everything 3 times harder for me, seeing what is it called, seeing that this boss itself has a huge knack of just trying to be a difficult thing here, when in reality he's not really too difficult. But let's go ahead and just cook the one that needs to die here. It's this guy on the right. So I'm gonna pop off our skill 3, get this kill immediately, and see what we can do. Now so far Barry's doing really good, at least with just chomping down half of these dudes, which is really nice. Of course we do have our stacks up, so it makes it even easier. But now that that's gone, let's see what she does. It's the fact that like these bosses, you can tell, like compared to how they used to be, they are very much so weaker. They are heavily weaker than what they usually are, or at least what they are now. And it's crazy. It's kind of crazy to see it because it shows you the evolution of the bosses and how they've gotten consecutively harder. So I don't like that this just did that. Why would you do that? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyways. We are just going to be able to attack afterwards anyways, so I guess it's not going to hurt anything. But it showcases how these bosses slowly get harder and harder. The beginning 2 bosses, as you guys can see, is getting chomped down pretty quickly. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if the Palace 3 bosses might get chomped, or at least one of them might get chomped, while the other one might be able to survive. But you can pretty much just see the overabundance of disgusting damage Barry can do. And this is just without the dupes, other than just of course her weapon dupes. This is without the dupes in her yet right now. She's actually doing really nicely. And it just shows you how the power scaling, or how the characters slowly have become more and more busted. But we're going to be doing the difficulty 5 for this one as well. And oh, I did this with Makoto, so this is going to be interesting because Makoto actually impressed me quite a lot as well for this one. So I wonder how good Barry's going to do as well for this one as well. And I might actually have timestamps to showcase the timers, because I might try to compete the newest DPSs and showcase the time differences. Let me know down below in the comment section if you guys want to see something like that, because I won't lie, it's going to be interesting. But man, this is what I like to do at this point, because at this point a lot of people are starting to transfer to TW, and a lot of people really want to know what's up here, what's cool to invest in. And I think some of these videos to show the boss battling of how some of these characters really differ or work together, as well as showing different things that just generally are fun to watch. I feel like a lot of people will, or at least will, appreciate that. So I'm going to try to focus more on that type of stuff here, to pretty much not only give myself a little bit more fun, but also just take a little bit of a breather, because P5X community hasn't been ultra toxic in a hot minute. And recently, with the choices Sega has been doing, it's been really toxic lately. So I'm trying to at least step away from that, because it was definitely affecting my mood, especially on the 2 videos I did yesterday. It was heavily affecting my mood because of course I felt like I was getting misunderstood to some extent. I did misuse the word, of course, review bombing, and that also got me some heat. And mainly is because due to a negative connotation I have with that word in general from past gacha game experiences as well. So, you know, it was not a good mix. It wasn't a good mix at all. And I just was like, okay, I need to take a step back, because this ain't working. It was just really terrible there. But we are actually getting our behinds cooked. 1, because we don't have a healer. 2, because Barry herself is not utilizing her skills. She's actually just going ahead and using what is it called? Using her basic attacks, which in normal circumstances, there's nothing really bad about that. Really, it's not really a bad deal, but it could very well get us killed sometimes. So I'm guessing it's something to do with at least the palace itself, because I do know the next boss as well that I faced before, based on at least the round start, at least it should do the same thing. Like for some reason she won't use her actual attacks on it. Instead she'll decide to be like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and utilize just our melee, or either use our gun attack, which is kind of weird. I don't know why she doesn't. It's something I have to figure out. I think it's just because of the elemental resistance or something, or maybe the boss is null at some point. But I don't know, the bot usually doesn't choose to do it, which is kind of interesting. because there's not going to be many times where I want to interrupt these. I kind of want to see what the AI ends up doing, mainly to not only get an accurate speed timer for at least the autos, but also at least have what's it called? Have something else to watch at the same time, so I can actually talk to you guys about different things here. But as I did say, a lot of people are starting TW. I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on at least those people who are starting TW as well. And then of course, don't worry about global. Don't worry guys, I'm still going to be doing a ton of global content, because at the end of the day, I've told this to many people in the comment section. I care about global kind of how I care about KR and CN, right? They're not my main servers, but I will cover them mainly because, of course, hey, who wouldn't want to know what's going on in their entire game? You always want to know exactly what's happening on each server. You always want to know exactly what's going on. And so I'm going to continue at least supporting global in that manner. I still will be playing global on the daily, and I still will be pretty much building my account up as if it's my main account. My only issue is where people don't understand is like, I'm in a situation where this is a game that at the end of the day, it's just a game. 1, 2, it's one of those things that I'm detached from at least the global side of it, because it's not my main account. It's not where I mainly thrive at. I do have a lot of global viewers. That's something I will always respect and always be thankful for. But one of the things I do have to say is when it does come down to people thinking I'm attached to my global account, that is not the case, because it is not my main account. But it was an interesting time yesterday. Yesterday definitely was a very interesting way to get greeted back to the community, especially after my 3-day like gone period for at least since I was moving. It was a very interesting way to get greeted back to the community, because it wasn't more of a welcome back, it was more a bash session. So like I came back with good intentions for actually kind of rooting for everyone and telling how what is it called? I kept saying review bombing, but I need to call it, I guess, review bombing utilizing misinformation. I should say it that way, because people were playing semantics around like what I was saying, even though they had full context of what I was saying. But it pretty much was just trying to make me look bad, as if I was not trying to at least what is it called? I was not trying to vouch for folks, right? Or vouch for the global community. This is something I'm very vocal on, and so it kind of hurt to see people genuinely like at my head as if I was just telling them not to do that. I'm all down for what is called down voting and down reviewing a company for legitimate reasons, in which this company definitely has some legitimate reasons there. But the thing that I was trying to convey, and I did say it multiple times very clearly, I had to even rewatch both of my videos to make sure I was being very clear about it. But I was mainly pertaining to the people who were just believing and saying that, hey, soft bidding didn't exist, or either, hey, we didn't have these gems, or this was something that we're missing, which was just totally untrue. And people just didn't want to hear that part from the looks of it. They knew exactly what I was talking about, but they didn't want to hear it. So it wasn't really a nice way to come back into the community. And I'm gonna be so honest with you, it definitely made me like, I wouldn't say fairly upset, but it definitely made me like be okay. I need to take a little bit of a breather and just chill out. So I think today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this video drop, and then tomorrow I'm gonna try to get back on my 3 video train, in which the first video is going to be how to install TW and the translator, and then the next video is going to be on a what is it called, what is a starter, I guess you could say, a good setup for TW and KR. It pretty more just mainly just TW, because I do advise a lot of people to play TW more than KR anyways. But we're gonna do something like that, because I do believe a lot of you guys should enjoy this game, but it's gonna be hard. As long as Sega's doing what they're doing to it, I could say this game is good is going to get dropped for a lot of people, especially after the live stream. But it's going to be an interesting time for a lot of folks here. And for me, I love this game a lot. I really do love this game a lot, and I would love to try to defend it on the, if I could defend something that hardcorely, I would love to try it, but I can't defend the things that Sega are doing. And it's something I'm trying to be very prominent on, at least telling folks I can't defend them on that. I can't, because there's things that they're doing that makes no sense why you're doing it, makes no sense of what's happening. And it's just one of those things where, like, if as a smaller content creator who is not sponsored, by the way, let's get this correct, who's not sponsored by this game and everything of that nature, it's just not easy to get your voice out there to change these companies. So it is what it is when it comes down to it. But I want you guys to know I am going to bat for you. I really am. But some of you guys are kind of coming at my throat for no reason. But anyways, thank you for watching, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the boss battle. We're gonna do that with every new character that comes out after Barry now, because this is something I kind of want to have, like a boss battle series of how fast the characters can clear with their actual fast teams. Of course, there's going to be slightly, I guess, sometimes, because some characters may have A0, may have A6. But what I'm gonna try and do is catch the characters when they only have A0, A0R0. This is the one time that you guys saw me with A0R4, and which technically is R6 once I get that last weapon. But other one, the next video that you're gonna see with the boss battle is gonna have her at A6, and that should happen maybe later this week. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and peace out.